And before Christmas, a holiday rush.
It's right now on News Center 5.
You're watching WCVB TV Channel 5 in high definition. This is News Center 5 at 11. Local, live coverage you can count on.
And here we go. Snow just starting to fall in Plymouth as you look live as the powerful nor'easter pushes into Massachusetts. In the foreground, a decorated tree for the holidays, and wrapped all around it, the first flakes of the storm. A blizzard warming up and down parts of the South Shore, the Cape, and the islands.
And look at what's happening in New York City. It has been snowing heavily there since late this afternoon. Now, the Big Apple hasn't shut down, but it is far from your normal average Saturday night. And good evening, everybody. I'm Bianca De La Garza, along with Ed Harding. Boston already declaring a snow emergency. Many cities and towns have even put those parking bans in place at this early hour.
And I'm sure right now you've noticed that there's a growing number of cancellations. They are running at the bottom of your screen, and they will throughout this night. We have live team coverage for you tonight. Harvey Leonard and David Brown in the Weather Center. Sean Kelly is in Plymouth. Cheryl Fiandaca is in Lexington. Harvey, let's begin with you. What are we looking at right now?
Well, we're looking at a wall of snow, Ed, that's moved into parts of the area and will soon move into many other parts. And when I mean a wall, I mean that, because once it settles in, we're talking 1 to 2 inch per hour snows in Boston area from about midnight tonight till about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, perhaps even 8 o'clock. There's that blizzard warning for southeastern Massachusetts, Cape Cod, and the islands. They're going to be wind gusts to about 50 miles an hour on the Cape, maybe even greater than that around Nantucket. Boston's winds 20 to 35 miles per hour, could be some gusts to 40, means there's going to be blowing and drifting of snow. For most of us, it's a dry snow, initially a wet snow on the Cape, but it will get drier with time. The bright white, Connecticut, Rhode Island, southeastern Mass, shows where the snow's reaching the ground. Now, this is important on the timeline. The darker blue really means where the snow starts to reach the ground. A little while from now, it's going to be just about from Boston to Worcester on the Mass Pike, probably in about a half hour or slightly longer. Then the heavy bands move up and really stay in parts of Worcester and also the coastline, Cape Ann, Boston, and the South Shore, and the Cape, in through the wee hours of the morning, and a few more bands rotate in, especially the South Shore, southeastern Mass, around 8 o'clock. Finally, late morning, noontime, it gets very light or ends well inland, but it's a slower end along the coast to lighter snow and flurries. So it's going to be very significant by the time all is said and done. One of our computer models, and I think it's going to be close to this, has about a foot in Boston, close to that in Worcester, also about a foot in all areas, southwest and south. There will be a dramatic drop-off from southern New Hampshire northward and north-central Massachusetts northward. But we're in for a eventful night, overnight, and part of tomorrow morning of snowfall. Ed.
Speaking of the night, this is what it looked like in our nation's capital tonight. You can see the Capitol building back in the background through the snow and through the clouds of the night. 14 inches of snow reported at Reagan National Airport. That is the most ever recorded for a single December day. All flights at Reagan were canceled for the evening. Travel pretty much shut down in the Beltway area.
And along the Jersey Shore, they're seeing coastal flooding as this powerful nor'easter presses northward. Other parts of the state are actually seeing over a foot of snow.
The southern Massachusetts coast is really going to feel the wallop of this storm, so let's get to News Center 5's Sean Kelly. He's live in Plymouth tonight. Sean?
Well, we just had our first people coming by us here. They're getting ready to pull back out on the road, and they're asking us why we're out here. And the reason why is to tell everyone that the roads and the conditions are starting to get worse. It's going to start looking a lot more like a white Christmas. You can see this tree here, not really covered now, but the flurries started coming down at about 10 o'clock tonight, and the wind and the snow really started picking up out here. I want to take you back here, and I can show you how on the roads the snow is starting to stick, and the highway department was really waiting until this point to start treating the roads. They wanted it to get wet out here first. Now, it's taken a lot longer than anyone expected for the snow to arrive, but they've been preparing for this.
My wife's a nurse, and she calls me up from the hospital, and she says, we're going to have a blizzard. You better go shopping. So I'm here.
The shelves are just like stripped bare, you know.
Were you anticipating something by now?
Anywhere from 3 to 16 inches. So.
Oh, boy, we've been told from anywhere from like a 1.5 feet to 2 feet or a little bit better.
And what do you think? You'll be out here probably all night until late tomorrow?
Oh, we'll be out here all night, tomorrow, possibly even Monday, because there's a lot to do.
But they are ready with their plows. There are at least 20 plows out here, some of those bigger trucks with the sand as well as some private companies that are out here as well. We did notice that the gas was out at a couple of different gas stations, so if you didn't fill up your tank or if you didn't get to the grocery store early, you may be out of luck at least until Monday. There are 400 miles of roads in Plymouth that they have to get to, and we were talking to one of the guys in the plows, and he said it might take until Monday before they get them all clear. We're live in Plymouth. Sean Kelly, News Center 5.
All right, it's going to be a long night for crews and meteorologist David Brown here to talk about really what a true blizzard is. We're not just throwing this word around this time.
Not at all. A true blizzard is what's happening in New York City right now with 4 inches of snow between 8 and 11 o'clock tonight. That's coming down at a vigorous clip. That's what's going to happen.
Not that fun.
Not that fun, not at all. Check out, blizzard warning is in effect for all the South Shore, Cape and the Islands, even south coastal areas of Rhode Island. Of course, blizzard means you have to have a lot of snow. That is in place with moderate to heavy snow right now from Nantucket beginning to creep up towards the South Shore. But it really is the elements of wind that get involved and a prolonged period of wind. You have the snow that's falling, you have the cold air in place, and with wind gusts over 35 miles per hour, it really is reduced visibility that causes and creates the blizzard conditions. That is what's going to happen in the wee hours of late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. I guess the good news is this really is a low-impact storm when you think about whether people are going to be out and about at the wee hours of Sunday to Saturday. Yeah, at least 3 hours in a row of very strong winds with that reduced visibility. Besides the blizzard warnings, we're already noticing some pretty strong winds over the Cape and the Islands, and we also have the winter storm warning posted for the rest of the Bay State, really from Worcester all the way up through the Merrimack Valley into Boston. We're going to all get the same amount of snow, but I don't think we'll have the prolonged period of very strong winds from Boston to Worcester. It's going to be windy. It's going to be blowing snow around, but we won't reach the blizzard criteria in and around the Boston area. It's going to be off to the south. Many more weather details about not only how much snow we can expect, but also when all this will wind down. Ed, to you.
Virginia sees its share of snow every winter, but not like what it's gotten today. Let's go to Springfield. That's in the northern part of the state, where well over a foot of snow is on the ground. Plows having a difficult time to keep up with it. 3 deaths, sadly, in Virginia have been linked to the storm.
And the winter weather hit even further south along the East Coast on Friday night. North Carolina now dealing with this messy mix of freezing rain, snow, and ice. The conditions there left nearly 60,000 residents without any power. Here at home, Mass DPW is asking drivers to stay off the roads during the height of this storm. Crews already gearing up tonight. And our Cheryl Fiandaca is live in Lexington. You've been speaking with these crews. Cheryl, how goes it?
Well, it's just picked up a little bit, Bianca, in the last few minutes here. You can see right behind me, this is where they keep the salt and the sand, and all these trucks are pulling in, loading up, and heading out.
It's called calcium chloride. State highway crews out tonight treating the roads with the mixture to prevent snow and ice from bonding to the pavement.
The timing of this could not be better from our perspective. The worst driving conditions are probably going to be in the overnight hours, so hopefully that'll be a minimum number of folks on the road.
And while there will be few cars on the road, there will be no shortage of DOT equipment. More than 4,000 salt spreaders, sanders, and plows are standing by, ready to move out when the storm hits.
We brought in probably a dozen or so various state, federal agencies to help not only monitor the storm, but be here.
National and nation's capital were canceled today, and Logan Airport has been especially busy today with people trying to get home in time for the holidays. The dozens of canceled or delayed flights in other cities caused a predictable ripple effect here at Logan.
I, tried to get out. All the flights to Newark are canceled. Trying to figure out some way I can get rerouted and keep my travel plans.
We have a flight out tomorrow, Sunday, right in the teeth of the storm. So we've decided to come to Logan today and see if we can get a flight out on Monday.
If you're traveling or picking up someone at the airport, call your airline to make sure the flight is still on time, because many are not. Dozens of Bay State communities have declared snow emergencies, which means plows get priority to navigate streets so you cannot park on them. And we've also received over 140 cancellations for events tomorrow, which are running on the bottom of your screen right now. To see the complete list of snow emergencies and cancellations, you can go to our website, WBZTV.com. It is all right there on the home page. And also on the website, you can read the weather blog, updated throughout